The 48RE transmission that I'm about to show you guys is by far the coolest transmission that I have ever built. The visual effects on this thing are amazing, and all of the internal components on this thing are just as equally amazing. And the best part about this thing is it's not for a show truck. It is for a real deal race truck that is out there to be the fastest 4x4 quad cab truck out there. It would be criminal of me to not do a full video on this transmission. It deserves much more than just a short. So let's dive into this thing and talk about exactly what all is in one of the greatest, if not the greatest, 48RE I've ever built. Yes, that is a fully polished SFI case with a polished Garand transmission pan to go with it. Now, I did not sub out or have anything to do with the polishing of the transmission case. This transmission was originally built by a customer of mine. Bought some components from me for it, but mainly I had nothing to do with the build. He built the transmission himself, had some struggles with it, and wanted to change it over to one of my complete builds, and basically said, throw the parts book at it, I want the best of the best. So he had already previously done the awesome finish on this thing, and I mean, it is a very nice polished job. I would not even want to know what something like that cost, because polishing can be quite expensive. But I will say that the polishing job is actually a testament to the quality of the SFI case, because not all cast aluminums can be polished to a mirror finish like that. So I will have to say hats off to the guys over at FI for having a really nice casting that isn't all porous. And of course, that's why it passed the rigorous SFI testing. This transmission case is quite a bit heavier. I've been told that it's 18 pounds heavier. I've actually got 2 more SFI case builds coming up, so I'm going to do a direct weight comparison, and I'll most likely do a YouTube short showing the weight comparison between an OEM and a SFI case, but I'm told that it is 18 pounds. The nice thing about these SFI cases are for if you're drag racing, you no longer have to have a flex plate shield, and you no longer have to have a trans blanket. So that does offset the weight a little bit. And when I do a video on it, I'll talk about all that stuff. But man, this thing really is killer. Now, to the good stuff. 48 pump, of course. All 48 internals. It is a 35 spline input shaft. We did the extreme duty intermediate shaft in this for all the extra strength, since it is going to be in a little bit heavier vehicle, 5,000 pound vehicle that he is going to be pushing over 2,500 horsepower with, and he wanted the best of the best, and that Sonex Extreme Duty shaft is the best intermediate shaft. Now, it is not commonly needed. We have actually made 3,000 horsepower and ran 535 in the 8th mile with Greg Alabarella's truck, his 05, which is currently the quickest crew cab or quad cab truck out there. And we did that on the standard size HD intermediate. So, in my opinion, this is probably a little bit overkill, since this truck's going to be, 1,200 pounds lighter. But when you want the best of the best, we give you the best of the best. That intermediate shaft, along with just the increased price of the shaft, you also have to machine the overdrive planetaries to accept it, and so there's some additional machining cost that comes along with it. So really serious. If you're really serious, you want the best of the best, that's the way to go. If you want the second best, then HD intermediate is perfectly fine. And then this one has the 29 spline output shaft. Now, truthfully, Sonex or TCS are of equal quality on the output shafts. It's really personal preference. I still like the Sonex ones. I personally have a TCS one in my race truck, and so absolutely no favoritism on those. Both are great shafts. With this being a full drag race transmission and then wanting to chase records, we did go with the Billet 210 139 gear set. It's completely custom sun shell, lightweight. It is really, really nice stuff. Also pricey. It is not needed for everybody, but in my opinion, if you're trying to go 570 racing or quicker, there are absolute benefits to the gear set. It is a 16% change in starting line or first gear ratio, which changes your starting line ratio, allows you to give it more power and basically accelerate quicker through the 60 foot. With Jordan's truck, we've been 130 60 foot at sub 4,600 pounds, and we aren't using a bunch of horsepower. That's only a 065 jet on a 2-second ramp and 900 microseconds of fuel with a 6.4 Cummins motor. So not a ton of power, but because of the gear ratio availability with the 210 first, we're able to really 60 foot well with it. So that was definitely a must with this. This one also has a billet direct drum with several mods that we do that are specific to what we do to help speed up trans brake release. I know that there's some claims out there of some faster releasing trans brake stuff, but until somebody shows me G meter versus trans brake release, what that time is, as far as I know, we still have the fastest releasing trans brake out there. And not only does that help you cut good lights, but it also helps tune in a bump box and keeps the intermediate shaft and direct clutches nice and happy. This build also has a Garin bolt together converter kit with it, which is really a necessity, in my opinion, if you're going to be racing with a lockup trans and you're trying to chase records, because we have several different stator options to choose from, and you may need to tighten that thing up or loosen it up or change the characteristics of how it reacts to the 60 foot based on your exact specific combination. And man, it is so nice to be able to service a torque converter yourself, be able to change stall speeds yourself. It is a little bit more money up front for sure, but in the long run, it'll save you a bunch of money, because every time you send a converter back for a stall change, assuming it just needs a stall change, you're going to spend at least $500. If it needs lockup clutches, it's pretty easy to get, $600, $700, $800 tied up in one. So you're definitely money and time ahead to just go ahead and get the bolt together converter up front, and you'll be ready to hit the racetrack. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this build and fulfill this customer's dream and keep some Turbo 400s out of some race trucks and keep 48s in them where they belong. If you guys are interested in any builds like this, you can check them out on the website at getloganbuilt.com. You can send an email to info@getloganbuilt.com, or you could call or text 859-466-7737, and we can discuss doing something like this for your race truck. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.